Enjoy the convenience of 7 days a week banking and extended hours with Cube from First Arkansas Bank and Trust. Member FDIC. It's time for From the Short Grass with Trey Schaap, a golf podcast for those who love golf, struggle with golf, and just like to enjoy the outdoors and fellowship with friends, all while chasing a ball around trying to put it in a 4 1/4 inch diameter hole. From the Short Grass is brought to you by Stevens Incorporated, an independent financial services firm with the freedom to focus on what matters most. Blackman Auctions. For over 80 years, better auctions have always been Blackman Auctions. Beechwood Pinnacle Hotels. We partner with you to deliver high-yield results by managing, developing, and investing in top-quality hospitality assets. And now, from the Short Grass, here is your host, Trey Schaap.
Welcome to another edition of From the Short Grass. I am your host, Trey Schaap. A lot to get to this week. The Little Rock Trojans win the Sun Belt Conference Golf Championship last week at Mystic Creek in El Dorado, Arkansas. And just earlier this week, the postseason awards came out from the Sun Belt Conference. Anton Albers is your Golfer of the Year. Jake Harrington, the head coach of the Little Rock Trojans, was named Sun Belt Conference Coach of the Year. Magnus Lumholt was named to the first team All-Sun Belt Conference. And Jansen Smith named to the second team All-Sun Belt Conference. The Little Rock Trojans led all teams as they had 3 players named to the All-Conference squad. I went down to El Dorado last week to watch the Little Rock Trojans compete against Georgia Southern in the conference final match. You will hear from the Little Rock Trojans as they stood off the back of the 18th green right after they hoisted that Sun Belt Conference Championship trophy. Hey, there's a great hotel to stay in El Dorado. It's called the Haywood. It's operated by Beechwood Pinnacle Hotels. There's not a better place in El Dorado in South Arkansas to stay than the Haywood. In fact, I know Jay Fox of the Arkansas State Golf Association stayed at the Haywood when he was down there to help officiate the Sun Belt Conference Championships and then run the Governor's Cup, which Arkansas was able to keep the cup inside the state after beating Team Mississippi 21-19 over the weekend. I'm back with more From the Short Grass after this.
This is Thomas Blackman with Blackman Auctions. Get ready for another exciting once-in-a-lifetime auction. On May 19th at 4 p.m., we will be selling 100 acres in the heart of North Little Rock to help settle the estate of Tom Salmon. We will be selling 19 lots from residential, commercial, and acreage. The bulk of this property is located on McCain Boulevard, about a mile from McCain Mall. It has taken a family decades to build this incredible portfolio, and you will have the chance to buy it all in one night. For more information, go to blackmanauctions.com. Since 1938, better auctions are Blackman Auctions.
With all the decisions you need to make about what to do in El Dorado, finding a place to stay is an easy one. The Haywood is uniquely positioned to make your stay one to treasure. Located in the historic Union Square district of El Dorado, the Haywood offers luxurious accommodations that feature contemporary, colorful rooms with high-quality bedding, comfortable baths with walk-in showers, and a spacious workspace with stylish plantation shutters that are unique additions to the stunning decor in a non-smoking environment. Make the Haywood your home away from home the next time you visit El Dorado.
Welcome back to this edition of From the Short Grass. On the tee, the Sun Belt Golfer of the Year, Anton Albers. Anton, congratulations. You're a Sun Belt champion. How does that feel?
Thank you, sir. I'm speechless. It's amazing. Yeah, that's what we've dreamt of the last 2 weeks probably, a whole year since last year.
After what happened last year down here, to lose to Georgia Southern on the 17th hole and to see your teammates pull through today and lift you guys up. Jansen makes a putt on 16, and then you have another one by Magnus on 16 as well. What did that do for you guys as a team?
It was electric. I mean, obviously I didn't contribute the way today that I wanted to, so I kind of got out of my match early, so I was there to support, and I was following Jansen on 16. That was the first hole I actually watched after I was done with my match, and he hit a perfect tee shot, like right over the flag, and had this, I don't even know, 15-footer, huge right to left slider, and drained it right in the middle, and he turned around to us guys watching by the green and was going absolutely nuts, and yeah, it was electric. It was one of the best moments in my golf career for sure.
It's pretty cool to watch.
Yeah.
I can tell you that. And how does it feel knowing that this year you don't have to wait to see if you're in the NCAA tournament? You know you're in because you won the Sun Belt Conference tournament.
Yeah, I mean, it obviously takes a lot of pressure off us. But at the end of the day, now it's obviously we're going to be celebrating this for a little bit, but we have bigger things coming up. We want to go back to the national championship like last year. We had unfinished business here, and we also have unfinished business there. So, yeah, we're going to do a little celebration, and then we're going to go right back to business.
You personally probably going to win Sun Belt Player of the Year in men's golf. You finished second in the stroke play competition of this event. What does that mean to you?
It means a lot. Obviously, I came here wanting to win both individually and as a team. Didn't quite get it done individually, but now it feels even better to get it done with the team. I talked to Coach about it last night before we were going into match play. We talked about this all year. I would always trade an individual title to get a team title, and that's what happened today. So, yeah, I'm more than happy. It's unbelievable.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Next on the tee from the Little Rock men's golf team, Magnus Lumholt. Sun Belt Conference champion. How does that sound?
Sounds awesome. A lot of hard work that just combined today for some good golf and combined in. It was really great.
You were out there at the back. Had to watch everything from afar here on 18.
Yeah, that was special. I was in the middle of the fairway, kind of ready to go. And then everything just went crazy up here, so that was a fantastic feeling. Coach and I went crazy together on the fairway, and it was special, especially after last year. It was a great way to come back. Last year hurt, so it's good to give it back to them. What did that feeling feel like out there with you and Coach Harrington in the fairway, knowing that you guys had just won the Sun Belt Championship? It's an unbelievable relief. It's like I said, it's a lot of hard work last couple of months that combined for some good golf this week, and extremely relieving. You know you're in this year. You don't have to sit and wait. You kind of knew you were in last year based on how you guys had performed. But the fact that this year you are going to represent the Sun Belt for the final time. Yes, sir. What does that mean? It's fun. It's a little different than just getting in from your ranking. I think this is a more fun way to get in. It's also going to improve our ranking. It's going to put us in a better spot for the selection show. So everything counts. Everything's going to matter for where we end up and how we're going to have a chance of getting seeded. So it's going to feel different, but it's going to feel just as good to get in as it did last year. Congratulations. Thank you, sir. Next on the tee from the Little Rock Trojans, Marcel Rauch. Marcel, congratulations. You're a Sun Belt Conference champion. How does that sound?
Oh, that sounds pretty good. Thank you.
You went out in this championship match, and you just kind of set the pace early. You jumped on top of your opponent, didn't you?
I went off to a pretty good start. Yeah, I birdied the first two holes. That gave me a pretty good lead early on. And, I just kept the pace up and got it done in the end, yeah.
What was it about you getting off to that good start?
I don't know, to be honest, because I didn't really hit the ball well in the morning, but I just teed up in the afternoon, and maybe it was the championship pressure that made me find another gear, but I just played really well in the afternoon, and
Being able to finish your match early, not even have to play 17 and 18, that had to feel good.
Oh, yeah, it gave me the chance to go out to my teammates and support them on the back nine. I think we were like 3 holes ahead of the second group, so I got to watch pretty much all of the back nine, and that was more nerve-wracking than actually playing.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Oh, because you it's not in your control. You can't do anything about it. You just gotta let it happen, you know.
What were your thoughts watching your teammates compete and play those final holes?
I don't know. I mean, it was pretty insane to see Jansen finish as strong as he did. That shot on 16 was super clutch, plus the putt that he made. It's not an easy pin, and I think that really made the difference in that match in the end. And yeah, it was just super exciting to watch him finish it off.
Playing in the tournaments that you guys did this year, the tough competition that you guys saw, did it prepare you for this?
Oh, absolutely. Especially the last tournament we played at Traditions, Texas A&M, was a really tough course, tough setup, and out here at Mystic Creek, it's just a super tough course, and I think that was a really good preparation for us to, kind of accept the fact that we won't make too many birdies and that bogeys or even worse happen sometimes, and just trust our game and trust that we're the best team out here, and that's what we did, and we got it done.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Next on the tee for the Little Rock Trojans, Nico Horter. Nico, congratulations. You're a Sun Belt Conference champion.
Yeah, it sounds pretty good and feels amazing, obviously. I feel like we really deserved it this year.
After what happened last year, how satisfying and gratifying is it to come back and win this year?
Yeah, I feel like especially for me it's quite satisfying because last year like I missed the last putt basically to lose the Sunbelt Conference, and now I won my match in the final and we ended up winning, so it feels obviously awesome and feels sort of like a revenge from last year.
Being able to get your match over with early and then go out and support the rest of your teammates, how important was that?
That was so much fun. I mean, it's always fun like supporting each other on the golf course, and especially watching everybody coming in, Jansen being absolutely clutch. It was just so much fun, like all the emotions you're going through and all the vibes on the course. It's just nice.
Seeing Jansen drop that putt on 16, what was that like?
That was, yeah. I was just hoping that he wouldn't jam it by, because I had a similar putt in the morning and it's freaking fast, and it was just perfect. Like you could see it halfway that was going in, and he just turned around, and yeah, it was just pure.
Playing Mystic Creek, what is it like?
Oh, I love this course. It's so hard. You can get absolutely destroyed here sometimes. Like in my second round, for example, I didn't even play that bad, and all of a sudden shot 85. And then you get days where you also get rewarded when you play good. Like in the final, I feel like we had a bunch of good breaks for us as well, and then it's just so much fun. Greens being perfect, the course just looks nice. The atmosphere here is just nice.
You're a Sunbelt Conference champion. They can never take that away from you.
I know, that's perfect. Let's go win the OVC.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you.
Nico is talking about next year as Little Rock moves to the OVC, about trying to win that conference after they just won the Sunbelt Conference. Next on the tee, the final member of the Little Rock Trojans Sunbelt Conference Championship team, Jansen Smith. Jansen, you're the newbie on the team, but, man, you came up big today to lift the Trojans to a championship. How does it feel?
Man, it feels really good. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of still pretty fresh and hard to describe, really, being a newbie especially, to come in and make the putts that I had to for the team down the stretch, down the last 2 or 3 holes was really important to me, and I love these guys so much, and everybody played their hearts out the entire week, the entire season. So yeah, it meant a ton.
Let's go back to the tee shot on 14.
Mm-hmm.
Pull it left into the penalty area.
Yeah.
Couldn't find your ball, but you were able to keep the match close by having that hole.
Yeah.
How important was that?
Man, that was really important. I had just 3-putted 13, and my opponent made a 20-foot par putt on top of me, and so I was pretty frustrated there. Like, I don't know, just felt like I'd given him a gift, given him a hole. And then I hit that bad tee shot on 14. I was like, well, here we go again. And I mean, he hit the ball really good all day. I knew he wasn't gonna miss many greens, miss many fairways or anything. Like, he wasn't gonna give me a gift, and so I knew I had to kind of go up and hit the shot that was needed. And so, yeah, hit a really good layup right where I needed to, and then hit a good wedge shot. And he actually hit probably his worst shot of the day there on the approach shot. So we both made bogey, pretty good bogey for me. But that gave me a little bit more momentum, like, just like, okay, like you're still in it.
Kind of settled you down maybe a little bit?
Yeah, I think so for sure. Yeah.
All right, let's go to the putt on 16. I mean, you hit your tee shot right over the flagstick. Mm-hmm. It's on that back shelf.
Yep.
And it sits on that shelf. You told me the putt was about 2 cups right, and you putted it, and as soon as it dropped, you turned and you just let out a roar.
Yeah, it's kind of been building up the entire week. I feel like I've hit a ton of really good putts that just haven't fallen, and these greens are really, really tricky. And so for me to be one down with 3 to play, to hit a really good tee shot like that and have control or have the advantage on that hole, and to finally get one drop right when it was most important in front of all the guys, in front of, I don't know how many people there were, like 30 or 40 behind the green. It was just a little bit of relief and a little bit of, just like finally got one. So, it was definitely the loudest I've ever yelled on a golf course.
And I want to take you to 17 because your second shot went right of that green, and that's a difficult up and down. 17 is just a difficult hole altogether. Mm-hmm. But you're able to get up and down for par.
Mm-hmm.
How did you do that?
Well, I did the same thing this morning. I was in the middle of the fairway and hit it down there on the right. And, you can barely see the flag from down there. And, I've always prided myself on having a really good short game. And so, yeah, I just kind of leaned back on that. And also my opponent had probably a harder shot than I did, harder third shot than I had. So I knew I wasn't out of it. And, I kind of thought back to what I did this morning on the same hole. And I got up and down this morning from the same spot pretty much. So, yeah, it was just something familiar and just the short game. I've had a lot of confidence in my entire life. So
then take me to 18. What did you have on your third shot from the fairway to this back left pin?
Yeah, I had 113. The wind was kind of swirling all throughout the week, different directions and stuff, but there was no wind really to speak of there on that third shot, and I think it landed about 1.5 feet long left of the hole and spun back just a perfect amount to leave an uphill putt where my opponent had, 18, 20 footer for birdie. So, yeah, that was a huge shot too, especially after hitting a batted wedge shot on a 17. It's easy to kind of over-exaggerate maybe a fix there on the next hole, but I was able to put a really good swing on it and hit the number that I wanted and kind of put it away.
Did your teammates tell you about what happened last year down here on 17 and losing to Georgia Southern, and then you being the newbie coming in and actually finishing off right here on 18?
Man, they've told me so much about Mystic Creek from last year, and it sounds like a horror story, really, like how hard the course was and stuff like that. I hadn't heard any specific stories like that about the final match, championship match. I just knew that it was a rematch, and we were the favorites. We knew we were the favorites. We know we were the better team, and we really played like it. So it means a ton.
Good luck at the NCAAs.
Thank you.
Blackman Auctions is one of our great sponsors of From the Shortgrass. Find them on the web at blackmanauctions.com. Since 1938, better auctions have always been Blackman Auctions. After the break, you will hear from Sunbelt Conference Coach of the Year, Jay Carrington, and his assistant, Patrick Sullivan. Stay with us.
With all the decisions you need to make about what to do in El Dorado, finding a place to stay is an easy one. The Haywood is uniquely positioned to make your stay one to treasure. Located in the historic Union Square district of El Dorado, the Haywood offers luxurious accommodations that feature contemporary, colorful rooms with high-quality bedding, comfortable baths with walk-in showers, and a spacious workspace with stylish plantation shutters that are unique additions to the stunning decor in a non-smoking environment. Make the Haywood your home away from home the next time you visit El Dorado.
This is Thomas Blackman of Blackman Auctions. Get ready for another exciting once-in-a-lifetime auction. On May 19th at 4 p.m., we will be selling 100 acres in the heart of North Little Rock to help settle the estate of Tom Salmon. We will be selling 19 lots from residential, commercial, and acreage. The bulk of this property is located on McCain Boulevard, about a mile from McCain Mall. It has taken a family decades to build this incredible portfolio, and you will have the chance to buy it all in one night. For more information, go to blackmanauctions.com. Since 1938, better auctions are Blackman Auctions.
At Stevens, our philosophy is to invest every dollar as if it were our own, to seize opportunity, to anticipate rather than react, to deliver constant focus in an ever-changing world, and to pursue the objectives of our clients in order to help them reach their financial goals. A proven history of helping companies and individuals. Stevens, member NYSE SIPC. Welcome back to this edition of From the Shortgrass. On the tee, the Sunbelt Conference Men's Golf Coach of the Year, Jay Carrington. 2022 Sunbelt Conference champions. How does that feel?
Feels awesome. I mean, that was a brutal fight out there, and just like it should with Georgia Southern, that's a heck of a golf team. We tied in stroke play, and then to come down to the final two matches in match play. I mean, that's how you want to win it, and that's how you want to go out of the Sunbelt. So.
To have Jansen make the putt on 16 to get his match back to all square, and then to win 17, right of 17 green here at Mystic Creek, that's a very difficult up and down for par.
Oh, it's brutal. I mean, 16 was special for us coming down the stretch. I mean, Magnus was all square, but Magnus made about a 35-40 footer to go one up. But Jansen coming in clutch like that putt on 16, looking back at it from the tee box was awesome. And then that up and down, I didn't even know he got up and down from the right side. So getting up and down from the right side is probably one of the best up and downs at this golf course.
And then the shot on 18, I know you didn't see it because you were back with Magnus, but he hit it just past the pin and spun it back to where he had an uphill putt, this back left shelf of this green. That's a difficult hole to get to, isn't it?
It's a brutal hole to get to, and that's why this morning I brought Patrick over, and I said, Patrick, where we need to be coming in on 18. We're going to need it this morning because we started 10 through 18 this morning, and that was the angle we wanted. We wanted coming straight down this green from that angle Jansen had, so you can use this back shelf, with that backstop a little bit, because there's no room for error on this back shelf. And for him to hit that shot, I can't wait to watch it to watch it back because he came up so clutch those last 3 holes. I can't say enough for Patrick Sullivan too, a former Trojan, and he got to Jansen at the right time. Jansen was 1 down and needed that. That was huge. Patrick's been a spark plug for us, and Jansen this year coming out of Texas Tech, Jansen's big time, and that's why I was so excited when we got him here.
You guys have played a very, very difficult schedule. You've got a very good team that can handle that difficult schedule. What is the limit for this team? Is it the sky the limit?
The sky's the limit. When these guys believe and when they come together like we did today, we got out on Georgia Southern early, and that was the key. You looked and it was all maroon up on top of that leaderboard, and we had to. That team's brutal. They're tough. They're a great team. But I'll take my 5 against any 5 in the country. And when we come together like that, the sky is the limit.
Last year you had to wait to see your name go up on the board. You're going this year. You're in the NCAA tournament by winning the Sun Belt Conference Championship this year.
Right.
How is this year different as opposed to last year?
These guys are just gamers. Last year we were too. We lost Logan Pate. The big thing out here is we brought back 4 guys from last year, and these guys know what it felt to lose to Georgia Southern because we did on the 17 green last year. It comes down to the finals with them each time, and these 4 wanted revenge. They wanted it, and I reminded them of it all the time, because that's what drives you. Those days where you're putting in hours where sometimes you're a little tired, is that pushes you to go a little more. And Mystic Creek is just such a special place. Since I moved to Arkansas 9 years ago, this was one of my favorite places. Every time my dad comes into town, he wants to drive down here. And this place is special. And what the Super did out here in Scott and what Cody does as the GM out here, they run an incredible golf course down here in El Dorado.
You guys are leaving the Sun Belt Conference. This tournament might leave Mystic Creek in the Sun Belt. Mm-hmm. You're moving to the Ohio Valley. How hard are you going to push for the Ohio Valley to have their conference championship here in El Dorado at Mystic Creek?
Well, it's all in the Sun Belt's hands. They're the ones that are here. Either way, I want to be able to play this golf course. I love this golf course. You cannot take 1 second off out here. Going into these greens are some of the toughest green complexes, if not the toughest, that we play all year. And that's why we were able to do what we did last year, and that's why hopefully we can take this and run with it and go even deeper at nationals. So, we're going to enjoy the Sun Belt Conference Championship. Like I said, I love these guys, and they battle their butts off, and they came in clutch down the stretch, and that's what I'm so proud of.
Congratulations.
Thanks, appreciate it.
And finally on the tee, assistant golf coach Patrick Sullivan. Sun Belt Conference champions. How does that sound?
Amazing. I'm so proud of the guys. They bought into everything Jake and I, we've kind of been preaching, and just such a great group of guys. They work hard, and it's awesome to get that championship.
Jake kind of teared up when he was talking about you and what you mean to this program and how you've helped so much, and specifically today getting to Jansen at the right time when it looked like his wheels might have been falling off. You helped him kind of get back in lane a little bit, if you will.
Yeah, Jansen is definitely an emotional player. He can run hot, both in a good way and a bad way, and he'd been fighting, and it's a long day. It's hard to stay patient, especially on a golf course this long. When sometimes things aren't going your way, and kind of when I caught up with him, he was just kind of needing just like a little extra energy boost, and we kind of got him leveled out, and he was able to kind of have that hole even after driving it in the hazard, and I think he kind of took a little bit of positivity from that, and then just kind of slowly just got those wheels back underneath him, and he was so clutch down the stretch.
That big shot on 16, the tee shot set up the putt. Walk us through that hole.
I think it was playing 195, and I'd actually been with Marcel when Marcel played that hole, so I just kind of knew the number, what it was playing, and knew what Marcel had hit, and that kind of helped him. I think, like I said, it was just playing the number, and it was just a green light pin the way that it was, and it's just a shot that I feel like as a left-hander he likes to draw it, so it just kind of fit his eye, and he was swinging good, and so the ability to hit that shot, and like you said, and then when he made the putt, you saw his reaction. That just shows you kind of how he is. He gets really low, but when things go right, he gets high, and it helps the energy of this team.
And then him on 18 being able to hit in first to put the pressure on Georgia Southern, especially with his approach shot, the way he was able to hit that shot and pull that off, that had to have stunned Georgia Southern, I think.
Absolutely. He'd tell you he didn't hit the best wedge shot on 17. It still got out of there with a win, unbelievable up and down. So to be able to just kind of bounce back, I think he had a good number. We both, had it. Again, it was just kind of just hit the shot. It's just something we do in practice. And he stepped up and just hit an absolutely, amazing, just a perfect wedge shot. And kind of when you do that, you put some heat on them, and he's got a really good look at birdie, and you can start thinking about it a little bit then.
You don't have to sit around and wait. You're going to the NCAA tournament this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were fortunate with that last year. That we felt like we were inside the number, and we felt like going into here, where we were in a pretty good spot. But there's always teams that do get left out, unfortunately, and so. Just leave no doubt is kind of, what we were hoping to accomplish. And especially being in this last year in the Sun Belt Conference, it was something that, when I played here, I wasn't able to be a part of, is have that team championship. Was fortunate to win an individual championship, but not have that team championship. And to be able to come back and do that, at your alma mater is unbelievable.
The relationship that you and Jake have, it seems like it's one that is really, really good.
Yeah, I think we work well together. We definitely do. And I was fortunate. He helped me out when my career was over, and helped me get a start, and helped me come back here to where I went to school and play golf, and he's helped me along the way become a better coach and better person, and I know what he's gone through to kind of rebuild this program and get it to where it is today, and I couldn't be more excited for him.
Leaving the Sun Belt with a championship, it doesn't get any better than that, does it?
No, it doesn't. It absolutely doesn't. And be able to have that in our facility and be able to see that every day and know that we went out and all the blood, sweat, and tears that went into that, and it's the last one.
My thanks to the Little Rock Trojan men's golf team, including head coach Jake Harrington and assistant coach Patrick Sullivan. When it was all said and done, the Little Rock Trojans, the 2022 Sun Belt champions, tied with Georgia Southern in the stroke play portion of the event. Georgia Southern ended up getting the number 1 seed, so Little Rock had to face UT Arlington in the semifinals. They won it 3-2 with victories by Magnus Lumholt, Jansen Smith, and Marcel Rauch. And then in the afternoon, they defeated Georgia Southern 3-1-1. Marcel Rauch defeated Wilson Andres 3-2. Nico Horter defeated Colin Bowles 4-3. Jansen Smith defeated Hagen Ingram 1-up. Magnus Lumholt tied with Mason Williams, and Ben Carr, a great player out of Georgia Southern, he actually defeated Anton Alberts 5-4. But Anton Alberts, still your Sun Belt Conference golfer of the year. Just a phenomenal season that Anton has had for the Little Rock Trojans. When you look at everything that he has done this year, Alberts compiled a 70.7 scoring average across 27 rounds on the season. He had 8 top 10 finishes in 9 tournament appearances, and he was the individual medalist at the Little Rock Invitational and the runner-up at the Lake Las Vegas Intercollegiate, and also finished second at the 2022 Sun Belt Conference Men's Golf Championship. That'll do it for this edition of From the Short Grass. I hope you can get out there and play some golf soon. The next time you find a ball mark on the green, fix it and a couple of more, and I hope to see you from the short grass.
You've been listening to From the Short Grass, a weekly podcast dedicated to the game of golf. This has been a presentation of the Buzz Radio Network.